Hello friends, my name is Shashank and welcome back to my channel Corporate Guy. And today in this video we are going to build a employee database from scratch. I had posted one video a few years back where I made a similar kind of database in Excel, but this time we are using PowerApps to make it more advanced in terms of features and the overall look and feel. So for that I have already created a SharePoint list which will be used as a database for this dashboard or this application Power App. So this is just a random database which I have created using SharePoint or using ChatGPT to generate these random samples. So I will connect this database with my Power Apps, and only one thing which I have left here is the employee picture, which we will learn how to add it on Power Apps using Power Apps, and how you can save it and then retrieve it back on the Power Apps screen. So if you need any help in building this kind of database in SharePoint, you can watch my another video where I have mentioned the step-by-step guide how to use this SharePoint list as a database. But still, if you need help with this particular SharePoint list, you can comment and I'll make a separate video on give you the basic step-by-step instructions on how to create it. So if you see, we have multiple columns here starting from the title. So title can be renamed to anything else, so we will just rename it. Title is a default column which you get every time you create a SharePoint list. So instead of title, I'll make it employee ID, right? So that's the column, we can use it here. But even if you rename it here, but still if you when you connect it with the Power Apps, you will still see the title. So don't get confused, because title remains as a title for as a unique, or you can say a column which is fixed by the SharePoint. So you can rename it again in the Power Apps as well. Then we have a full name, gender, date of birth, email, phone number, and all the basic details we have. And then we have the other options like the skills, certifications, which are having drop downs. You can select from those drop downs what kind of skills and certifications you want to add under that employee. Then we have the status, whether an employee has resigned, on leave, or active. And then the last column is the employee picture. So we will use all these columns and this information and connect it with the Power Apps. So this is the Power App home screen. So when you open the Power Apps, you have this option where you will see the create option. So create option give you the option to have multiple inbuilt or pre-built templates. You can start with any of these, but my go-to feature is always start with a blank canvas, which gives you the option to customize it as per your requirements. So right now we will use fix tablet size Power App, but if you want to make it responsive, which means that it will keep changing the overall dimensions and the size of the app as per the screen you're using, you can go with the responsive. If you want to make it specific for a phone or a mobile, you can use a phone size, and if you want to make it specific for a tablet, you can use this tablet size Power App. So this is the basic home screen. When you open the Power Apps and you select the desired template from which you want to start, and you will get this blank canvas, right? On this blank canvas, first thing we'll do is we'll connect the database. So we will go to this data option on the left side, and we'll add our data. So if you have your SharePoint, it will automatically get listed under the connections. Right, so go to the connections and go to the SharePoint, select your SharePoint site, and then you can select that specific site from that, and select that specific list or folder which you want to get connected with the Power App. So this is the list employee database Power Apps. I'll connect it with the Power Apps. Once the connection is ready, I will go back to my tree view where we have all the screens. So in this is a blank screen, as you can see. So we will have some pre-built canvas designs which we can use to save some time, right? So we'll go to this new screen drop down, and I'll select the most common one which I use generally, that is the sidebar and this layout sidebar plus main screen, right? So if you want to make it a single screen, you can do that as well. So this top will be used as a header. This will be used as a list of all the employees which are already in the database, and this one will be used to display the records or maybe to create a new record as well. So first of all, let's start with the option to view the existing database, right? And then we will create a separate screen to create a new database, right? So first of all, we already have connected our database with it. So then we will select on the any of the specific containers. Let me just increase the size a little bit here, right? And yeah. So on the top screen, we have this option plus icon. I'll go to this plus icon and I'll select header. So if you don't see the header option here, which means that you have not turned on the modern features, right? So I'll go to the settings tab here. On the updates tab, you will see the modern controls and themes. So I'll turn it on, and then you will have the new features, so now we will have this option of adding a header here. So now you see this is a preview option, which means it's still under testing. So yeah, this is the default thing you get when you use the header. Then you have the options to go into the properties tab and make some changes. Like if you don't want to display the title, you can turn it off. If you don't want to display the logo, you can turn it off. You don't want to display the profile picture, you can turn it off. So these are the features you can add here. And even if you want to change the screen name, you can do that as well. So we'll get back to this thing later on. And on the left side, I'll add, let's say I'll add a table here, right? So table preview. And once we have the table, it will by default will ask you to connect it with the database. So I'll just select my database, which we have already created in the SharePoint. And the moment the database is connected, you will see that it will display all the employee details which are already saved in the SharePoint list. So we will just select our table here, and I'll resize it as per the dimensions we have of the container. So I'll select the table and I'll go to the properties tab again, right? And here I will just make it a flexible height, and it will automatically take the all the blank space of the container here. And then we have the options that what kind of information you want to display on the table. Like right now you can see the full name, the employee ID, and the employee ID and the employee email ID. So we can change that as per our requirement. So I'll just go back and I'll select the fields tab on the right side, edit, and you can just shuffle the things which you want to display, the top 3 things, and based on that you can again the information will be changed. And if you don't see that option, that which you want to display on the tables preview, you can go to the add field, and I'll use the active icon here, the status icon. So that's the status, and I'll use it as a third option which I want to display on the table, right? And then I'll move it on the third list, on the third item and the table. And yeah, now you will see that I have 3 columns which are listed in the table. One is the full name, then we have the employee ID, and then we have the status of that employee, right? So now this is the option we have here. Now we have few more options here which can give you the option to add a search option or maybe sort option. So if you see this is a drop down option here, right? So if I play it on the preview icon, you can now go and you can sort and filter things here. If you want to sort based on the status, right, A to Z, so it will just sort it out based on the selection which you have done here, right? So all the active employees will be listed on first, and then only, and then resigned, right? So this is how you can make changes and on the display part and the table itself, right? So then we have this right side of the screen which will be used to display all the rest of the information of that particular employee here, right? So I'll go and insert a form, right? That form will be used to only display the information, right? It will not be used to create right? So this is database we connected with the form. And the moment it gets ready, you will see that we will connect this form with this table. So the moment you select any of the records here, it will display all the rest of the information from the database here, right? So first of all, data source is the employee database, and I'll go select the form, go to the properties tab here and go to the items. And in the items, we will select this table as the reference. So first of all, let's see what's the name of this table. The table's name is table 1. That's easy. So I will just go and I'll say table 1 dot selected items, right? Okay, so now this is the function we're going to use it, table1 dot selected. So I'll just again go and preview the application, and I'll select that, and you will see that all the information, rest of the information of that particular employee is displayed here. And if I change the another one, you will see that it will keep on changing here. But if you see the information is not complete here, we are having some of the missing fields. So we will again go back and select this form, click on that, and you will see this border on the form. Go to the fields tab under the properties tab and select all the rest of the fields which you want to display here, right? So I'll select all the details, Aadhaar number, the bank, blood group, certifications, right? And then we have the DOB, education, emergency contact name and phone, employee picture, ESIC number, experience, what all you want to display on that screen. You can select under this. If you want to leave few options here, that's up to you, right? So let's again select all the rest of the information here, right? I will also add an option here where you can, even edit the particular field and then submit back, right, into the SharePoint. So now let's see if we have these options selected. I'll go to the add, and all these options which I have now selected will get added in the form here, right? So now you see this particular form is completed, and I'll just go and select any of the records, and it will fill out all the information here. But now if you see, we don't have any picture of that of any of the employees, so it will not be displayed here. So we will see how to add a picture here, right? And before that, we will first of all customize this particular form. I'll select this form here, and I'll go again to the fields tab, and in the fields tab, on the first thing, I'll add let's say we will just start from here. We'll select the title tab, and I'll just place it on the top, right? So this is the employee ID, right, on the top, and then we'll have the full name, and then the email, and then we have the employee picture. So now we have the employee ID on the top. I told you, right, even if you change the title tabs, title columns name in the SharePoint, it will still be displayed as a title in the PowerApps. So now you have the option to rename it here as well. So you can just go and delete it. First of all, let's unlock the card here. So delete it, open commas, and then write employee ID, and then close it. So now you will have this field name employee ID here. Then we have the full name, then we have the email, and then we can, again move this one and put it under this, the employee picture, and then we will plan the rest of the information here. And even if you want to keep it on the down, on the lower side or the end of the form, that's up to you. Okay, so this is the employee picture, and then we have these the basic information about phone number, department, and everything. If you want to reshuffle that as well, that's up to you, but I'll just leave it as it is, because now you know that how you can shuffle and place these data fields as per your requirement, right? So now we have this basic form which is ready. We have the employee ID, full name, email, and the employee picture. So now first of all we will we will add an option here to update the information from this screen. How we can update if anything changes, let's say if that employee has resigned, right, or if the employee location has been changed. So you can even just simply go and you can, play the application, change the location, but there is no option to save it back to the SharePoint, right? And even if you want to update the picture or add the picture, you can do that as well. So we will add a button here which will be used to update the information of that particular record, right? So let's see how we can do that. All right, so to add a button here, first of all we will add a space to add these buttons here, which will be then used to edit the form and then update the form back to the SharePoint. So for that I'll go to the tree view back, and in the screen you will see these are the containers, right, which are holding those forms together. So we have this main container, and then we have the sidebar container. So under the main container I'll add one more container where I'll put these buttons to perform these specific actions. So I'll just select this container and I'll click, and it will automatically get added in the bottom of the form on the container. So I will just select the container, I'll go back to the properties, and I'll turn off the flexible height option here, and then I'll make it a specific height of 80, let's say, and then it will be on the bottom of the container. And if we want to even reduce the height further to 50, we can do that because it's enough space actually to add few buttons here, right? So now this is the container and this is the form which is ready here. So we can add two buttons here, even if you want to add multiple buttons, but we will add two buttons. One is the edit for editing the form, and one will be to submit the form, right? So let's go to this, and I'll select the button here, right? And then we will add one more button to submit the form. So let's place it on the right side. Okay, and let's zoom in a bit and adjust it. Okay, so now before we start adding features or the functions in the button, I'll select this form, and I will go to this form's default mode, and I will add the default mode is the form mode dot view, which means that default mode of this form will be the view form, which means that you cannot edit anything on this form. By mistake you cannot delete anything, right? So that's the feature we are adding here, right? And then we will do one thing, we will give that edit option in this button. So on select of this button, select the button and go to the on select property on the right side, and we will add an option here, edit form, right? So which form you're going to edit is the form 1. So yeah, so this is what we will do once we have added that feature here. So right now you will see that this form cannot be edited, but once we click on that button, the form will be turned into the edit mode. And now you see that we have this option to edit, right, things here. You can change anything here, right? So this is how this edit function will work. And once you have made the changes, then you can submit those changes back to the SharePoint, and then again this form will be saved and reset into the view mode, right? Now let's add one more button here. So I'll just simply Control C and Control V this same form, copy, and then again paste it here, right? So sometimes if it is not working, you can simply add a new button, but yeah. So now we have this second button which will be used to update the form, right? So I'll just delete it and I'll add submit form, form 1, right? Okay, so now you see that once the form is submitted, then it will update all the changes made in this current form. So that's it, right? And now select the submit button and add one more option here, which is view form, right? Form 1. So let's see if that works fine, right? So let's go and run the application. and we will again change the employee information of employee 001 from Chennai to Bangalore, and then we will submit the form and back to the SharePoint, and then we will try to retrieve the information and see if it works fine or not. So let's again click on that employee 001 and let's see if it is still in the edit mode. Now you see that form is now in the view mode, right? So now if I again go and click on the edit button, so it will again get back to the edit mode, and then you can just simply select submit, and then it will back to the view mode. So this is how you can actually use these two options, two buttons here, to edit and submit the form information back to the SharePoint. So now the next step we'll do is we will rename these forms, these buttons, and we'll add some icon here, right? So text will be edit, and we will add an icon here of a edit icon, this pencil icon here, right? So now we have this edit button, and then we have this submit button. We will rename it as well, submit, right? And then we will add an icon here. So the icon can be used either a checkbox option, this one, or let's say the plus icon here, which is generally used to show that information is being added the database, right? So let's say we will use this checkbox icon here. So yeah, so this is submit, this is edit. We'll select both of these buttons, and I'll just zoom in a little bit, and then I'll place them in the center of the container, right? And maybe reduce some distance between them. So yeah, so this is it for the view screen on which we are going to view and update the information of the employees, right? And the next thing, let's see how we can add the employee picture here and then display it back, right? And before that, I'll just let's go back and run the application and then select this, and it will ask you to add a picture here. So let's say I'll add my picture here, and now it is saved, right? And then you can submit it back, and then we'll see if it is being saved and retrieved properly back to the Power App or not. So yeah, so it's working. We have not made any changes, simply we have added that image function here, and then we added the image, we can retrieve it back. So that's easy stuff here, not very complicated, and we don't have to perform any the customization in retrieving and saving the image here. So now, so we can easily retrieve the information, we can easily update the information. So the one part of our application is working fine. So now let's close this screen, and we will add a screen to add new information, right? How we can do that? That's very easy. So we will simply go to the new screen, and we'll add a customized or pre-built template here. So the template we will use is we will have one form and one header. So that's the basic a layout we can use, this header and form. So we will use this layout, and right, simply we will put one header on the top and then one form on the as a main screen with the submit and cancel button. Very basic stuff here. So I'll just select the form, which is form 2, and I'll select the database which I'm going to connect with, right? And then again the same steps will be followed. We will have to align all those fields in this form, and then we can start adding the information. And on the submit button, we can simply use the submit command, and that will submit the information back to the SharePoint. And on the view screen, we can go and we can retrieve back all the information which is saved in the database, right? So now you see this form is using a single column layout. So we will select the form, we will go to the properties tab, and then you can have the option to choose how many columns you want to display in a particular form. So we will display 4 columns here. right? So this is how it will look like, and then default mode will be the new mode because it will always be in the blank mode. And then we will have the option to add rest of the fields which are not displayed here, the same step we did earlier in the view form as well. So as we can see that all the information is now loaded onto the form screen. So then we have the option again to customize it, place few fields as per our need wherever we want to put that. So I'll first of all move this employee picture on the top left, where we will add the employee picture, or even if you want to put it on the bottom end, that's up to you, right? So once it's moved to the bottom or the top left, then we'll start shuffling a few of the other information, and then we'll make few drop downs as default, right? So now we have this option of the blank form. Let's run this and see how it looks like when you run the application. So employee pick, you can add the employee picture here, right? And then we have the full name, the email, phone number, department. You can select designation, date of joining, work location, everything we have it. So we will make few changes, such as we can make so now let's edit the default property of this control, which is the status, and we'll select that field, and we'll select that drop down, the combo box, and we'll go to the default selected items, and whatever you find which is mentioned here as a default, you can delete that, and then you can just simply type in this bracket and commas, and then type in active or whatever drop down item you want to mention here. So it will be displayed as a default property here. Every time you open the blank form, it will be displayed active as your default selected choice. You can do that on any of these fields, right? Whatever which one are the combo box, or which one are the drop down. So this basic feature differs from fields to field, right? So this is the basic form which we have created here. And then now let's select and see the options of the submit button here. So now you see we have already given this option of submit form button, and then reset form back to the blank form, and the cancel will be to cancel, and reset form means whatever information you have added here, if you click on the cancel, it will reset the form back to the blank form. So let's test it out and see how it works. I'll just go and first of all add the employee picture here. Simply let's say I'll add my picture again, right? And then I'll add my full name here. Let's add test. So now there are multiple ways where you can improve the overall functionality of this Power App, such as you can add a validation control here to ensure that emails are having that at the rate at the end, and then your work organization's name, whatever you want to use it. And if you're using a phone number, you can add a validation that it should be at least 10 digits and not more than 10 digits. So all those validations can be added in a Power App to ensure that you're submitting the right information, right? And now if I go down and I'll see this is the active by default, right? And then you can submit it. You can make few fields mandatory, that without submitting those fields, the form will not get saved in the Power Apps or in the SharePoint, right? So let's say how we can do that. I'll give you one example of how you can make these forms fields mandatory here. First of all, I'll select this full name, right? And then I'll go to the properties tab, this property, and then I'll select the required option here, and it's by default is false. You can just make it unlock it, and then you can make it true, which means that it will now be treated as a mandatory field. Before, until you submit it, the form will not be submitted. So how to make sure that your form is not submitting the information until you have all the required fields filled up? So for that we have this option of called on failure, right? So which means that if forms required fields are not filled, you can put some kind of message or error message here, which will let the user know that this form has not submitted and that you have to fill all the required fields here, right? So what we can do that is we can just see notify, right? Or you can say notification, notify, and then we can say notification type dot error, and then after that you can even add a text message here that whatever you want to add here, let's say fill all required information, and then we'll test it whether it's working fine or not. So let's say where is the error now, maybe in the brackets. Okay, error, well, that is okay. Now let's test it out and see whether this notification error works fine or not. So let's run the application and let's try to submit without filling this required field here. Let's submit, and it should pop up this error message. Yes. Okay, the fill all the required information cannot be converted to number, right? So error message is being displayed, but maybe there is some more error which we have to look for, right? So you will also see this option here if that that form doesn't submit due to some kind of error. So you can see that as well, in the buttons and in the functions of the button here as well. So now let's go and again run the form, and then we will fill in the information here, test 3, and then we'll submit the form, and then we'll see if it is submitting or giving any errors here. So now you see the information is now submitted back to the SharePoint, and we'll go back to the SharePoint, we'll refresh the list here, and we should be able to see these 2 records which we have just created. That should be here. If not, then we can search. Let's say we created test 1 and test 3. Yeah, so this is where we have it. Yeah, the test and test 3, the latest one which we have created. Okay, so one thing which we had to change is we had to change this date of joining column to from value to let's say date. If that option is not here, you can delete this, and then you can add a new column which is having a particular option, let's say of the date option. So then we can replace that in the Power App itself, right? So that's not a big deal, and if you face any challenges doing that, you can comment and I'll help you with that. So this is basic functionality is almost ready, and now let's test this cancel button as well. If I enter any information, let's say test, and I cancel it, it will remove everything, and it will put it back to the blank mode, right? So this is the Power App where we have created 2 screens. So this is the form to create new records, and this is the screen to view and update and edit your existing records. So we will rename this screen to view records. Press enter, and then it will automatically should display the screen name on the top, right? And then we'll go to the screen 3, and then we will again rename it to a new record, new records, right? So we have 2 screens, new record and view records. So that is the very basic functionality which we can build in the Power Apps. So in the header tab, you have this option of adding the titles, right? So you can delete the existing title, the default value here, and you can go to the properties tab and select the title property here, and then you can add an option called active screen name. So that's very easy. App.active, let's delete it again, app.active screen dot name. So once you add this option here, it will automatically take the name of the existing screen and show it as a header name. And then you have the option to again turn off some of the options like the logo. I don't want that logo. Maybe if you want to add something here, you can go into that and select any image, or right. So that's up to you. You can turn it off. Then you can turn off the profile picture as well. All right. So now you have the screen name, the new records, and I'll go back and go to the view records as well. And again, I'll select the header. It's already showing that feature of app.activescreen.name, right? This is how you can do that, right? This is the view screen. This is the submit button, the edit button. Then you can delete this one if you don't want it, right? So now we have this basic application which is ready to be deployed, right? And then you can even customize this application further for your use, right? And please comment on the comment section. Let me know if you want to add specific features in this application, or you need any help. You can just let me know in the comment section, and I'll make another video and we will discuss those points in the next video. Until then, I hope that this video would really help you to create a similar kind of application for your official usage, or maybe for personal usage. So for today's video, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe this channel.